Mm, yeah. As you can see, the park is technically closed. It is technically closed. So yes, it is the 29th. It's Sunday. Of course, there's no services. And there shouldn't be any martial arts schools either. Apparently, yeah. As you can see, the park is technically closed. It is technically closed. So yes, it is the 29th. It's Sunday. Of course, there's no services. And there shouldn't be any martial arts schools either. Apparently, the old martial arts school has reduced hours. That's kind of crazy. They shouldn't do that. It should be closed and locked in because, yeah, they could get sick. They could get the plague. It's not like the G energy. I was informed this by some Xers from school that I used to train at that apparently, yeah, they decided to have reduced hours. So I looked it up and I was like, oh, they shouldn't do that. They're not well. Don't do that. Yeah. So anyway, they should be closed because yeah, I don't think martial arts school is an essential product of whatever. I mean, it's not like food and stuff. Anyway, so they might think it is. Yeah. That's not good. Don't do that. Yeah. So, I'm going back in. There are a few people wandering around the park out here. But yeah, that's bizarre. Why would they do that? They're actually going to contaminate their own people. And the Grandmaster, which is getting kind of old, so she probably shouldn't let that happen to her. Yeah. So yeah, it doesn't matter much, but they shouldn't. Martial arts schools should not be opened during the virus. They're going to contaminate it, and anybody that might be under the weather is going to get it. Anyway, so yeah, don't do that. So the sun's come out. It's still Sunday. So I'm walking down this trail and glorious. Over in the distance are two panel vans designed to capture. I don't know, but I don't know what they're doing over there. But yeah. Anyway, so it's still Sunday. Title of the mid-season finale of Cillian's Facebook is Isolation Parts 1 and 2. Obviously. So that's it. Not that it hasn't, and it's got dark again. Cloudy. Yes. Tuesday. Or Monday. Monday, the 30th. Monday. Monday. Spa. Nothing going on now. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. There's not much today. Not really much of anything. So there's no written blog of this, because why? Anyway, so yeah. Now look all over the chart, y'all know. It's the evening on Monday. It's like Barack Obama on a Monday. So are people wandering over there? Yes, it is the evening. Monday, there was a crow out on the road on the manhole cover. And Disney didn't flag it. Yeah. Anyway, so Gonna be some Trans-Tech filming. Gonna be some Starship filming. Well, Starship in that we're gonna finally do it. We're gonna give you a Starship Chimera at some point on this Chimera channel. Ship guide to the ships of Chimera. Also, Build Your Adventure. WhatCulture.com is gonna do it. So Starship Locations is gonna be from the house. We'll do that. So yeah. So anyway, so over here, and yeah, so probably can't actually see me, so it's down that road. One of the Xers, Young's One Xers, or it used to be. Their houses are up for sale, so they're no longer there. So I just thought I'd tell you that they're gone. Literally, they moved. So the Xers down there. So yes, it is Tuesday, and yeah, I'm gonna go into Target. Yeah, and then come back. There's nothing to report on Tuesday. Yeah. Anyway, so that's it. Now someone's driving by and wondering what I'm doing, so I'm gonna turn this off. Wednesday, April 1st. Yes, and that's not an April Fool's or anything. It's Wednesday, April 1st. Actually, I despise April Fool's Day. It's annoying. But there's nothing out here. What is it doing? They stopped playing tennis. It's a little windy. Anyway, so yeah. Yeah, I know there isn't much video on. There isn't any video from Wednesday or Thursday. So note that there's no video from Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday night, I found out that friend Tim Cantrell apparently was in the hospital after getting part of his foot amputated because he has diabetes and he got infected. And yeah, and so we couldn't go and see him or anything because yeah, the coronavirus is everywhere. But as for the well, when it's over. But yeah, and yesterday it was Transformers filming. There wasn't much going on. So yeah, mainly going to banks and putting money in Mom's account from her other account. It's mainly all that was yesterday, so it's not very exciting. And today too, and also canceled the credit card that was a debit card today. Nothing going on today. Today's Friday. So yeah, that's kind of it. There's really nothing, and yeah, there's no written version of this blog. Although the Cillian story is apparently going to do a parody of the whole thing, just to be offensive. Anyway, well, not offensive, not really funny. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. It is Saturday. It is the end of the blog for the week. We left out Friday and Thursday, but I think I already kind of went over them. So you don't need to go to the Transformer thing and see the thing on. The only thing that really happened this week was, I'll tell you about that, was the, Tim Cantrell from the original cast of On Location, and On Location 2. I've known him since like junior high, I think. Yeah, him. Yeah, I think all just junior high. Yeah. So he's diabetic, and he had a infected foot from a work injury, and he had to have part of it amputated. So he's in a recovery place somewhere, not a hospice, a recovery place. John, he found out about it the moment it happened because I emailed him right after I was talking to him on Thursday. John, Tim called immediately. And we talked about Transformers and other stuff. His kid is 3 years old now. Yeah, that's bizarre. He has a kid. It wouldn't be that unusual that like if we were all younger, but we're all approaching 50. So it's a little late. Well, he has been married for 20 years, 21 years, almost 21 years now. And so yeah, none of the other cast though. Jim Buffkin never got married. I didn't get married. John didn't get married, unless you count Disneyland. Oh my. Yes, we'll have our 50th anniversary. Well, maybe we'll have this. I don't know if the COVID's close. No, we're not married. But the Disney anniversary. Yeah, so that would be in November if there's no COVID. Yeah, so a fall trip to Disneyland probably will not be this spring because it won't be open. And this virus thing persists in town. We won't have. It's not likely we'll have a convention because there won't be one. I was looking the other way. Yeah. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. It's cold out here. Yeah, so continuing with the Transformers thing, rendering and putting together episode 3 and going on to episode 4. There's 7 episodes. Episode 3 is shorter. Yeah. Anyway, so there we go. Okay, so here we got. This was in storage. This is actually from a box we found in the garage. It's one of those masks. Yeah. There's hardly any left though. And one of the masks from the garage, from the mom's mastectomy surgery like last year, or 2 years, a year and a half ago. So we have like 5 of them. But yeah, they're not for sale. But yeah, and Dan found some over there in Gilroy, what was used for the Petaluma fire. Some of the 3M ones. He ain't giving us any of them. Yeah. He was in the Petaluma, Gilroy, the Petaluma masks from the fire. They weren't firefighters. They just were there when it happened. Came up here. So yeah, thereabouts the story is. Oh yeah, the politics. Trump and a bunch of his people are backtracking, saying he didn't compare it to the flu season. Oh, he totally did. So it's just like the flu, it's gonna go away. He said that. Hey, he said it. Can't say it's the mainstream media that said it, because he said it. Thought it was the flu. I could see his confusion if he's kind of inept, because like they were gonna do a drill apparently in January about like a virus, but he's got it confused because he heard about the drill. Isn't a drill. It actually happened anyway. Probably because they were dumb enough to let out a virus somewhere in the world from something. That would not be a drill. It was not a drill. So he was confused, but he wasn't listening to his aides, so there you go. Yeah, so yeah, vote him out of office, please. And Biden was briefly in trouble for something that happened 30 years ago, but that didn't stick because Trump did stuff like that 30 years ago. So he's like, well, I can't complain about that because I did it too. Bad stuff. Yeah, not me, but I'm saying he did. I didn't do anything like that. Yeah, there was some bad gossip about them too. Yeah, so that didn't stick. The person that told the story was a friend of the Russians, and she was so it was one of those cases where probably she was making it up. Usually they're not making it up, but in her case, she might have been making it up. She might have been lying. Curiously, at the last moment, discredit, just because they can't think of anything else to do. Didn't stick. Anyway, so there you go. He probably was the sleaze though, and they're kind of both similar people. Biden and Trump probably did do something sleazy, but to come around during the political thing is kind of suspicious. He can get in trouble later. Yeah, he can get in trouble for that later, for being a sleaze. Yeah, well, I don't do that kind of thing, but both him and Trump do. So there you go. So this has been your Talking Pointless update for the 3rd week of the coronavirus thing. There's no written version of this. Just count the silly track version, which is played as a spoof. So it's basically the version of it that was going to be the drill as a parody, not the actual virus. And it has zombies in it. Just thought to mention last minute here that as I walk over this way, that the governor of Florida is an idiot, and he thought that apparently there was nothing to worry about and was letting his people do spring break and stuff. Like, that's what he actually said. Half the states aren't obeying the stay-in rule. And this has been Talking Pointless for the week. Check this out. Somebody tried to break into the dollar store. Damn.
Somebody broke a window.
Yeah.
Dang. So yes, make a Galvatron. Quickie update on the this week's locked indoors lockdown thingy. This is meant as a bumper, I guess you can stick it on the end, really, because it's kind of on the end. Apparently somebody broke into the Dollar Tree last night. And it looks like they busted the window with intent to the dollar store. That's pretty skanky. With intent to steal something. I don't know if they actually did. It didn't look like they thrashed anything in the store. I think it was probably disgruntled employees that were crackheads, because there were people screaming and yelling at each other yesterday out in front of that store, and that's probably what happened. And they were crackheads. Or at least disgruntled crackheads were out there like, they didn't want to steal nothing. Anyways, so that's what that was at the end. The Tim thing is mentioned twice, so I don't need to go over that again. The relatives in Minnesota don't have it, the virus. They're locked down as well. Apparently Duluth is locked down. Chicago, I guess, is too. So the other, and all of the unrelated Channel Awesome people, they're locked down. And the spin-off ones, the Xers of that are doing their own thing locked down. Lindsay Ellis has a blog on cats. If you want to watch that, it's fascinating. The history of cats. What is cats? What are cats? What is cats? So watch that. On YouTube. That's the play with the train wreck movie that came out 6 months ago. Also, Unboxed, Reviewed, and Reviewed. It's another website that does reviews of sick and twisted John Waters type gross movies. Reviewed some messed up things. Something about like a evil spy limo association, with the limos taking these different like devil dudes out to like do bad things and in disguise, and then come back, and then the limos came to life. It's like somebody was seriously on something when they wrote that. So they didn't show any clips from it because, like, similar to a lot of these blogs out here, they can't. So I didn't show any clips from it. They said, oh, they get flagged. Yeah. But these devil dudes in disguise, and their cars come to life at the end, and apparently they talk through their headlights. Somebody was on some serious drugs. They wrote that. So this is just on the post-mortem of the story. I don't have the virus or nothing. Just to see a lot of pollen out there. Yeah. It's pollen everywhere. Yeah, it's allergy season, so yeah. The virus. Ooh, I did go to the McDonald's. I got a McMuffin with egg. It was on there. It's not very good. They're not good. Got another one earlier in the week. And this was the McDonald's I used to work at 20-some years ago. 30 years ago, I should say. 30 years ago, 1990. Yeah, so But that was only briefly. Like, so it was about a month. Yeah. They remodeled it and made it look, all the new McDonald's and Wendy's and Starbucks and all of them try to look like Starbucks. So the hip and modern coffee shop looking places, they've all been retrofitted. It's the same old slop. Same food. They just made everything like even the McDonald's in Salmon Creek, Oregon was done up to look like a coffee shop. It's clearly not. Done up to look like very, very Back to the Future looking kind of thing. Look to it. And we're living in the future of 2020. So. Yeah, the future of 2020. The way I envisioned it when I was a teenager, when I was about 16, just met Tim Cantrell, Jim Buffkin, and John, Mark's Hearts, John here, and in high school. And well, I met Tim in junior high, and John was in junior high due to it being a school with high school and junior high together on one side and little kids on the other side. It's a small school. There were 100 some students, and then split down the middle, and there was a quad. And there's two sets of quads, and Pine Hill School off Cambriana. It's now a daycare. It was next to Valley Christian, so they were the rival school, and it was on location, and it was a series. Child stars, failed child stars, and that's what we called ourselves. And yeah, so yeah, that food is not sitting well. It's not a good thing. But yeah, so we did this show that was bizarre thing. Yeah. Yeah. It was a journal, basically, a live journal of life kind of thing. If we had technology, if YouTube and the internet had existed, we all would have been on it. Instead, we did audio recordings of much of our stuff. So we had like audio tapes and things like Academia. We thought of that long before Hero Academia did. We thought of our version of Academia in 1984. That's how long ago that was. Our version recorded academics class. That's the kind of thing I would have done with audio tape. And we were acting insane. In the background, you can hear Angie Tyson and Michelle English arguing about some money she's due her for cigarettes at the store. This is the kind of thing they would have talked about in the 80s. Because you could go to the you could go to the thing, the 7-Elevens and the gas station down the street, Camden, and the one down the street was they didn't care. They just had cigarette machines just out there, and you could just get so mainly the girls, mainly the girls, would go there during break and get packs of cigarettes and smoke up like would come wafting out of the girls' bathroom and next to the boys' bathroom. The boys didn't smoke as much, the girls did. I don't know why. I guess it was just gross, so we didn't. I didn't want to at all. But yeah. So there's a little on-location story. Yeah, it was a self-class. It was called the Social Emotional Learning Function class. John wasn't technically in that. Mark's cards wasn't technically in that. He was in Steve's class most of the time. So that was a different class. So we were in Rick and Joyce and Art's class. The names you wouldn't know. So it was on location. Yeah, I don't know. Some of it was recorded, but most of it had music in the background, 80s hits and whatnot. As well as the audio had a lot of 80s hits and stuff. Also, it was kind of raunchy. So we can't release any of it on YouTube. It'll get flagged, even though it's like done on old audio tapes and it's old and recorded and stuff. We put a lot of 80s hit songs in the background because it was the 80s. So it's all this, it wouldn't make any sense. It would be like, clip to the scene where I joke about balls or something. Okay, but no, clip. And then we go to John talking about falling on his knee. Then we clip to Jim Buffkin yelling at a teacher or something, or somebody throwing a frisbee or something. And then, we got to clip that out because there's a song in the background playing. Someone's boombox is going doo doo, we gotta cut that out. They're referencing Breakfast Club. Oh, I'm in trouble. Or Pink Floyd The Wall. Yes, I Don't Need No Education was Pink Floyd was a common song there. Yeah, the New Mutants using that as their slogan. Yeah, we thought of that in the 80s when that came out. It's like, yeah, you guys are not thinking the first people to think that. I wonder when that's coming out. A lot of movies are not coming out Saturday. A lot of movies are not coming out because of, nobody can go to the theater. I understand that Kevin Smith, the DC fanatic, more so than Marvel, a little bit of Marvel, but he's more DC, finally has seen Birds of Prey, the fabulous emancipation of Harley Quinn, and he liked it. But I'm surprised he hadn't seen it like weeks ago when he was on the tour thing. They did come to Oakland, and although we didn't go to Oakland, because why would we want to go to Oakland? It's kind of skanky there. But I did see, the Jay and Silent Bob reboot when they came initially. When it came here, and it was so I got the poster and all that stuff. But yes, go see him again. But yeah, so yeah, he finally watched it. I think he might mention it on his blog. I don't know, but I don't know him, so go watch it. No. But yeah, they're making another Clerks. I guess they're going to make a Mallrats movie again, I guess, or something. But it morphed into something else. It's morphed into part of this movie because there's a mall scene. That's all it really needs to be, is a scene. That's all the Clerks needs to be, is a scene. Why not do something different and original? Anyway, so now the thing kicked out. Yeah. But it doesn't matter that was noisy. So that's pretty much it. That's all I really say. Kevin Smith. Stuff in the 90s stuff was later. Around the same time, Round Robin back to McDonald's. That was the same era as McDonald's. The 90s, early 90s. That was after high school. 89 was his senior year. Tim and I, senior year. He was also a senior. John was a freshman. He went on to Silver Creek from there. Jim Buffkin had graduated the year before, so yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's pretty much it for Saturday. That's week 3. I mentioned some political stuff. There's a lot of people making a profit, apparently, still on the coronavirus. They knew about it in January, and it was an outbreak in China in January. There was going to be a fake one, and they didn't end up doing that because that was stupid. I told them not to do a fake one. And then the real one started, and it confused all the fake GOP ones and wanted to have a fake one. A fake virus, because they'd seen a movie with the name coronavirus in it. Yeah, it's a zombie movie. Yeah, that's not what this is. It's not a zombie movie. And then about a third of the country doesn't want to lock down. They just refuse to. So they're going to contaminate the rest of the country with the coronavirus. Meanwhile, some of the Fox pundits claim that they are on the front lines. No, they're not. The only time a reporter went on the front lines that actually is something in a war zone was some of the people from Fox and some of the people from CNN and NBC back in the Al Jazeera days of the Iraq War. Some of them actually did go to Iraq. In this case, they're not doing that. They're claiming they are while they're in a closet. They're like, look, like I'm totally over here in the zone of the virus. I'm standing over here, and that isn't a green screen behind me at all. No. This isn't. No. But the guy in the story, Hannity, Sean Hannity's nowhere near that stuff. Come on. Now, Geraldo, for all of his weirdness, totally went to Iraq and totally got in trouble because he was like giving positions away in the sand. So he totally was there. And then there was the other reporter on that other station, I think it was CNN, claiming he was in the Katrina hurricane. And he wasn't, because they panned around and he was standing in the thing and there was like a wind blower in the background. Wow, they had to stage that whole thing. Why couldn't they just go where it was windy? Anyway, but yeah, so there are people, and Hillary claimed, I probably mentioned that, yes, Hillary claimed that she was in chopper fire over Iraq, but she wasn't. So yeah, it's happened before that they've made up stuff. O'Reilly claimed he was in the Argentine riots when he wasn't. He tried to start one when he went outside and got a little drunk, but he was 1,000 miles from the riots of the Falklands. 1,000 miles. That's from here to. That's from Los Angeles to Oregon. That's an entire state away. That's how far away he was. 1,000 miles. It's about 500 to L.A. from here. 500, 600, and it's about another 300 or 400 up to Oregon, the other way. So he was literally in another part of the state. Like, I was totally there. I was. It's like, no, you weren't. You weren't anywhere near there. Cameron was trying to tell you that. Anyway, so yeah, they'll try to grandstand it. Anyway, I thought the other thing was the spring breakers that are idiots. Some of them came down with it. Yeah. Oh yes, and there was everyone's favorite fake judge, and it's not Judge Judy. I don't think she's around anymore. It's all reruns. It was Judge Janine Pirro who claims to be a judge. Like most television judges or doctors, like Dr. Oz or Dr. Phil, cannot actually practice medicine, right? So this lady cannot practice being a judge. She's just a TV personality. She can't do that. She's the worst judge I've ever encountered on the TV. She's awful. It's like, I'm going to judge only you guys. How does that work? Just to be impartial. Anyway, so she got blitzed. She was at home, locked down. She got drunk on something. Probably the good vodka. Probably the vodka de Russia, the people's vodka. It was probably the good stuff. And she got really flat. She was fucked. She was hammered. She was done. She was like, I want to do it. Journalism. Damn. That was the good stuff. Maybe she was drinking Corona. Well, I know she wasn't drinking Corona because that actually won't get you drunk. It's really weak stuff. but yeah, she was. But she denied it. She said, the liberals, I was like, no. You posted you had a drunk rave blog and posted about it. You were drunk. It's hilarious. Not that it hasn't happened on the Kal Kat show episode, that Kal Kat hasn't been a little snookered. But yes, I'm not on the news, so it's not a news station. This is not anything. Years ago, there was a New Year's party where I had all the liqueur stuff. Gross. Also, there was 1 year where I opened a bunch of Transformers up while eating edibles and pot tea. That was interesting. You can kind of tell because I didn't know what I was doing. I'm opening these toys. I'm just gonna look at it for a minute. You open another one, and another one. I'm not gonna do that again. It's pretty funny. Things you do when you're not in a lockdown. Anyway, stay safe. And this is not a news blog. It's just, yeah. Anyway, so that's it for the third week.